Do you want to ask your first question?
What jobs did you do at your farm?
When you first started?
Jobs. I mean, everything from rounding up the cows to checking that they were all healthy to working on the fences. I very quickly though managed to divert my time to things I wanted to do, and most of what I wanted to do involved cows. So I don't know where it came from, but I've always loved cows, and so I decided that I'd save up all my money and use up all my Christmas presents and birthday presents to get a cow for my birthday. And so most of my jobs once Bridget arrived involved milking her, making sure that she had that she wasn't getting too much of a build-up of milk, making sure she was happy, making sure she didn't get stuck in the farm dams, which she did a lot. So it was all those sort of things, and then once she was taken care of, I guess making sure that I could try to compete in different country shows with her and show her off to people and see if I could win ribbons.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. How old were you when you started working on the farm?
I would have been about 10. Yeah, so fairly young, and I grew up in Newcastle, so in the suburbs of Newcastle, so farm life was kind of a bit foreign, but I really enjoyed it. I found it to be really free, and you always had so much space and so many different things that you could spend your time on, that it was kind of cool to be able to have the beach one day in the city, but also go up to the farm and be around cows and horses and let the dogs run around. And so it was, it was exciting just to have an entirely new world to play in.
Okay.
What is your favourite cow?
It's a type of cow called a Jersey. So you know how there are those ones that have the black and white spots?
Yep.
So they're Friesians. The Jerseys are almost like the colour of a Labrador, but obviously a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
With big brown eyes and big long eyelashes, and they're pretty beautiful. They're pretty good-looking cows, if a cow can be good-looking. And they're renowned as being very gentle and very calm cows. So I guess that's why I always liked them. And that's what Bridget was a Jersey.
Why do you like Devondale milk so much?
Yeah, I guess, look, I grew up drinking a lot of milk, and the thing about my milk growing up was that it came from Bridget, which I had to milk out, which was never. It's not like milking a cow isn't as easy as you think it is, guys. It's quite tricky, and all sorts of insects and bits get into it. So, I always loved fresh milk, and so the good thing with Devondale is it is fresh milk, and also I spent a lot of time on dairy farms, and so I know how hard dairy farming is and how hard the people that milk the cows work. And so the good thing about the Devondale milk is that it's from an Australian dairy farmer co-op, which means that all the farmers, like local farmers, contribute and provide their milk to the co-op. So it's just supporting Australian farms and Australian cows.
Zach?
And how many glasses of milk do you drink a day?
I have one big one in the morning, and then I have sort of yogurt as a snack later on during the day. So, that usually gets me through. What about you guys? Do you drink a bit of milk?
Yeah. With dessert. Yeah.
And Dad makes your Milo in the
You
morning.
got to watch how much milk you drink, because I drank a lot at your age, and I'm now 6'5", so you got to watch that. If you drink too much milk, you might get as tall as I am.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Zaka?
Wait, no, it's me. What's your favourite milkshake flavour?
I think it's hard to go past chocolate. I'm a bit of a chocolate fiend. I love chocolate, and I almost have a problem with chocolate. So, I think chocolate. I've gone through little phases of caramel and vanilla, but like a best friend, I always come back to chocolate, and it's hard to let go of. What about you guys? You got any new flavours?
I like vanilla, salted caramel, and chocolate.
See, have you ever tried combining salted caramel with chocolate?
Yes.
Have you ever tried peanut butter and chocolate in a
No.
milkshake?
No.
That's pretty amazing.
He's allergic to peanut butter.
I get to try that one.
Yeah.
But the salted caramel sounds pretty good.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty filling though too as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Zach?
And mine...
Oh, yeah.
Is milk good for puppies?
Yeah, so when puppies are very young, they grow really quickly and they need a lot of calcium and also energy and fat and all sorts of nutrients, all of the things that make their body grow. And so for puppies, yeah, it's really important. But once people bring puppies home, then usually they've been weaned, so that means that they're no longer having the milk from their mum. And from that age on, they don't really need too much milk. You can give it as a treat, but they don't really need it too much. From then on, they just tend to go onto their normal puppy food and then onto normal dog food. So yeah, it's not so important for them.
What's the best thing about being a vet?
I reckon, aside from being interviewed by you guys, I think the second best thing is the fact that I get to treat all sorts of different animals. In the last few months, I've treated everything from